leadership to Lambda Legal and your continued service as the Commissioner of Human Relations. My fellow co-chair, and sometimes I call him my work spouse, Mark Braun, the members of Northern Trust LGBT and Non-Traditional Family Practice, and I want to express the honor that we have as Northern Trust as being the presenting sponsor of Law Foster 2013. We're thrilled to be joined this evening by our CEO and Chairman, Rick Waddell, the President of our Central Region, Mac McClellan, and the Head of our Global Diversity and Inclusion and Corporate Social Responsibility, Connie Lindsay. Our sponsorship was made possible because there were a number of you who placed your confidence in us and you become clients. So thank you. And if you're not a client, get to know us. Don't be shy, because we want to keep giving just like we are tonight. And as one of the chairs of this year's celebration, we are pleased to be part of the record-breaking support each of us have helped raise tonight. With nearly 30 businesses and law firms and over 100 individual sponsors, we've raised $493,000. So the good news is that we have already set a record. The better news would be if we get that to $500,000 tonight. So as you hear about Lambda's wonderful work, please consider a donation in honor of our anniversary. There will be people to collect envelopes on the way out the door, and they look like this. That's what envelopes look like. Prior to Northern Trust, I spent my career hiding in a corporate closet. Many of you in this room spent years, those same years, sacrificing and risking your career for the struggle for legal equality for our community, so that gay people like me could live a more secure and fulfilling life. I know I wouldn't be standing here in this role as a leader of an LGBT practice if it weren't for you, so I give you my personal thank you. I joined Northern Trust 15 years ago because of those domestic partnership benefits that Mona spoke of. I thought perhaps that Northern Trust would value me as I really am. And it turned out to be true. And I soon discovered we value and respect our clients in the same way. My life changed, my engagement in my work and in my community soared, and I finally found a voice that I didn't know I had. So Jim Bennett, the Midwest Regional Director of Lambda Legal, tested that voice a few months ago, and I just want to share that story with you this evening. As probably most of you are aware, there's a little piece of legislation down in Springfield known as the Marriage Equality Bill that's been hanging out there. And Jim sent an email out to a number of us saying, look, we're short a few votes in the House. Here's a list of names of Democrats who are sitting on the fence. If you or anyone you know knows any of these people has some kind of connection, we need to have those people reach out right now. So I thought, oh, well, I don't really follow state politics that closely. I've lived in Evanston for 25 years, which is sort of the passion of liberalism in the Midwest, and I know how my reps are going to vote, so I really hadn't thought about it much. But I thought, well, let me read through the list and let me see. So scanned through the list, and there was a name that stood out. Jack Franks, the representative from Marengo, Illinois, a little farm town 65 miles northwest of Chicago, and it's the town where I was raised. You see, I grew up with Jack Franks, and I hadn't really even thought about that in some time. Herb Franks, Jack's father, was my parents' attorney, and my father, an architect, did the design work for Herb Franks' law offices. And during the 1960s and 70s, my parents and Herb and I, like Franks, had become good friends. So I knew Jack and his two brothers. Well, for a gay boy like me growing up in a rural area, I was picked on and bullied a lot. And I'll tell you, the Franks family was an oasis for me. First of all, they were an anomaly. There were probably only one of two Jewish families living in all of western McHenry County. And they valued education over athletics. They were funny. They had a great flair for drama, and they always treated me with kindness and respect. though, I haven't seen Jack Franks in 30 years. The last time I saw him was when I joined the Franks family on their trip to the synagogue in Elgin, because they had to travel 30 miles to find a synagogue. And I interviewed a rabbi after the service for a college project I was doing. So I wasn't sure if I could have much impact after that many years. But I knew I had to do this. I couldn't live with myself for not doing something that might actually change everything. Because I know a single voice at the right place at the right time can do that. So I knew I couldn't face I couldn't look at my clients in the eye knowing that I missed that opportunity. So I called Jim, and Jim said, great, here's Jack's personal cell phone number. And I thought, oh my God, this is a really direct ask. So I was afraid, because I knew that I just, it's a little emotional, for I had buried my parents' ashes 2 weeks prior next to my sister's grave. And it was, I thought I would do what I'm doing right now, which would be to cry during my conversation with him, and I would screw up to ask because I was thinking I was a babbling idiot. So I waited for everyone to leave in the office. I waited for it to get quiet, and I stared at my cell phone for a long time, and then I decided I gotta do it. So I did it, and got his voicemail. And I thought, well, I need to push through. So I quickly got him up to speed on who I am, as Jim coached me, say, you're a voice from the past, and I did that, and it seemed to be going well, but then I did get to the hard part, which was to really let him know that, I've been in a loving relationship with my partner Dave for 14 years, but my parents loved Dave like son, and they told him that many times, and it was very difficult, and I did what I did now, which is swallow hard and push through. But I said, if Dave and I want to get married, I think we deserve that, as do my clients, as do my friends. So we really need your vote. And then I said, my mother would clip all the newspaper articles of, whenever you were quoted, Jack, and I'd go over to her house, and she had all these little articles waiting for me to read, because she was proud of you in the same way she was proud of me. So I said, the McGowans need your vote. So I don't know how this story is going to end. This is my story, but Jack Franks still hasn't committed yet. But I have to believe that he's going to vote yes. He might wait for the last minute, but I know what kind of family he came from, and I believe he's going to vote yes. I didn't manage to tell him that my mother would be calling him if she was still living instead of me. So we all have a story, and in April, Lambda introduced us to 16 couples who opened up their lives to win marriage in Illinois. These are the plaintiffs from Dartmouth.